What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of eBay Business Owners. Thank you for joining me. My name is Chris. I go by Daily Refinement on all social platforms. I'm going to get straight into it. I believe personally there are only three ways to improve your eBay, Amazon, Poshmark, Mercari, whatever platform you sell on. There are only three ways to improve sales. Okay, and I'll just be very brief. I know you guys are busy. Hope you're having a great Saturday. Three things are: you can increase the number of customers you have. Okay, so sell to more people. You can sell more often, right? So you increase your sell-through rate. Let's say you have 100 items and you sell normally 20, right? You could increase it to 40. So now you sell twice as many customers, you make twice as much revenue. Or you could have the same 20 people buy more often, twice. So that's increasing the frequency. Or you could increase the average transaction size and maintain the same margin. That's really the only three ways you can make more money, guys. If you have a specific amount of money that you want to make, focus on the amount of value that you need to provide to other people. So to give you guys a very specific example, in my Poshmark store and eBay store, those stores are cross-promoted. So everything on Poshmark is on eBay, but not vice versa because of hard goods. That's why I'm going to create a secondary platform with Mercari to cross-list. So I always have at least two platforms where all my items are listed. And the reason I am doing that is so that I can increase the frequency of my customers. I want to have sales more often. So originally I was thinking if I can get 20% sell-through for each platform, I just doubled the frequency of my sales basically by listing on two platforms and trying to get good at them to the point where I'm at 20% sell-through. Now, that being said, there are people that outperform that. I am outperforming what I would like to do already. But what I'm saying is focus on increasing the number of customers, increasing the frequency of the customers, and increasing the average transaction size and maintaining the margin. What's up, guys? Thank you for joining me early on a Saturday morning. Now I'm just going to give you a couple of examples of how I did this in reality. So the first thing was to increase the number of customers. For me, the easiest way to do that is to increase the number of things for sale. So I just passed 2,000 items in my Poshmark store that are live, active. I'm expecting a minimum of 10 sales per day. I've been outpacing that, but that's how I'm increasing the number of customers in my store. Now that I've adjusted my Daily Refinement eBay store, you guys can check it. It's now between $500 and $1,000 a day in sales. But you can see it's just because I added more stuff. There's no secret to that. I just added more items to my store, right? And the next thing is increasing the frequency of customers, right? So you guys know I have lots of stuff set up, not just eBay, Amazon. I have rentals. I have a mastermind group. I have things that recurring revenue, right? Recurring revenue is the most difficult thing to do because you have to continuously provide value, right? That being said, there are vehicles like rental cars or rental properties that you can use where the property does the heavy lifting, right? It's still providing a tremendous amount of value, probably the highest value because you're allowing somebody a place to live, right? Super important, highly valuable thing. People will continue to pay that for that service because they have to live there, right? So that's increasing the frequency. I'm investing all of my money really into stuff that's more recurring, right? So the more properties I have, the better. The most difficult thing that I do is try to run a mastermind group because I have to invent the value every single week for people. Otherwise, they don't continue to go, right? So if you provide an upfront piece of value, let's say, for example, I provide you a BOLO list of what to buy on eBay or Amazon, it's eventually going to saturate, right? So if you buy the list from me, I can't keep charging you for the list because you've already extracted the value from it. Now, if you were in a BOLO group where every week you get a new list of stuff to buy and only 10 of you get it, of course, that's something that I would continue to pay for forever because the value is always exactly what people need. So if you're looking to increase the frequency of customers, you have to find stuff, right, that people will continuously pay for. And in our business, in reselling, it's mainly just product. If you have a superior product, you can make a lot of mistakes in the reselling world and still make a lot of money if you have a superior product. If you have things that people already want, then you could have horrible pictures, not have a good system, and still make plenty of money if you can just stick to focusing on a superior product. Now, that being said, I think there's really only two ways to make your eBay, Amazon stuff. There's two ways to improve these three things. and that is you're focusing on the quality of the product, or you're focusing on the quality of the process. That's it. Just those two things. Can you list things faster? Can you list things more accurately? Can you get a better title? Can you improve your search ranking? Can you have a more competitive price, right? If the market is at $100 and you're selling it at $100, expect market sell-through. If the market's $100 and you're selling it for $60, expect much better than market sell-through rate because you're much better. And if you're priced at 120 when the market's 100, like most stores that I review, expect zero sell-through. Expect no one to buy anything because the market's paying 100. Why would they pay you 140 for the same thing? That's not going to work. So focus on process, focus on superior product. That's really the only way to do this. The next thing is increasing, the last thing actually, because I got to go. Increasing the average transaction size while maintaining margin is very important. You can't just start selling more expensive stuff with no margin. It's got to stay the same, right? I think it's very important for you guys to go into your selling costs on eBay and see what you're paying. Right now, I'm at about 20%. So eBay fees, shipping combined is 20% of the average transaction size of the transaction. So it's very important. You can't, like, for example, if your selling costs are above 20%, a lot of your money is going towards just the operation, the shipping, the fees, the transaction fees through the payment processor. That's eating up potentially a third of your money. Once you start making a smaller percentage of it, then you have an ability to it's almost easier to sell stuff that's more expensive because you have more margin in everything but the selling costs. And by selling costs are defined as shipping fees, shipping and marketing fees. So eBay, whatever platform that you're using. I just did the hard math for eBay and Poshmark this morning, and I'm actually paying 7% more fees on Poshmark. So do your math and figure it out. So for me, I actually would prefer 100% of my stuff sells on eBay because it's 7% cheaper, right? Now, that being said, you may make more money on the total net side as far as the numbers, but if I look at it time-wise, it costs me about $2 less per item to do things on Poshmark. It's much easier. Everything is easier. There's no time used to print the label because they just email you the label. If they had multi-label printing where you could print all the labels from today, then it would be probably $5 or $6 cheaper than eBay if you factor in time. I think you guys should factor in time, $10 an hour minimum. Hopefully you guys value your time and more than that. But like if it takes you an hour to do something, you're potentially losing hundreds of dollars depending on what your hourly worth is. What's up, guys? Chris is saying he's been on eBay for 18 years. The sell-through rate is 70%, and the average item cost was $1.74. Awesome. So everyone has different experience. Chris, normally when people introduce themselves with how many years they've been doing it, I just stop listening because it doesn't matter. It just is like how much value you're bringing to the marketplace, in my opinion, is not related to how long you've been selling, right? If you were to come upon a truckload of lettuce, right? And you supplied the largest salad distributor in the country, you could have 0 years of experience and make millions of dollars, right? So whenever people introduce how long they've been selling, it's kind of crazy. But I get it, and I'm not dissing you. I'm just saying when people say, "Hey, I've been doing this for 20 years," I initially think you probably don't make any money because why would you introduce that as the beginning part of your sentence? How much value are you bringing? How much stuff do you sell? What profit margin is more important to me? Is it free to list unlimited items? I believe so on Mercari and Poshmark. There is no insertion fee. I think it's very important for you guys to recognize insertion fees matter, right? And that's why it's easier to run an anchor store than it is to run a premium store, in my opinion, because the fees are so much cheaper, right? I'm paying less than 13% total fees. If you're not looking at eBay and PayPal, if you're not looking at it closely, you can pay 15 or 16% just in the eBay PayPal fees if your transaction size is low, because you could get hit with that 30-cent transaction fee. Plus, if you're using promoted listings, which a lot of you are, that's a gigantic revenue stream for eBay. They're killing it on the promoted listings. They're like secretly making a fortune charging us to get higher ranking, when as a good seller, you should just have the higher ranking. I get it though. It's okay. eBay is a business. I don't knock on them making money. Team Serm, Bill, is that you, Bill? He's using a timer when he's listing. It helps him list faster. I agree. You should definitely do that. You buy the bins and private sources. Awesome. See, the reason why I can't go to the bins myself is because I can't earn $200 an hour. Maybe at the bins I could do that, but I would much rather hire somebody for $20 an hour to go shop at the bins for me. I actually do not want to leave my house, to be honest. I hate traffic. I have 5 Goodwill outlets in California that are within a couple of hours for me. If I wanted to go that route, the margins are insane, but I just value my time too much to go in there, and I don't push housewives out of the way, so I'm just like respectful, which makes it hard for me to get in there. I let them eat first, and there's nothing left for me. What's up, Mo? Let's see. So Chris is selling 200 to 300 items a month at $33.21 an item. Awesome. It's really good that you know that, right? And this is perfect because I want to bring up this point, which is capacity. If you are a bin shopper or outlet or a thrifter or whatever, I just did the Reseller Fam event in Kansas City, and I would say 90% of the people who go to the event do between 50 and 100 items per week. Chris, just to give you an idea, you're right on the money right there, because 50 a week would be around 200 something, 220 per month, and you're between 200 and 300. So you're right in the normal capacity of a one-person operation, right? So I am in the 1,200 item per month category. I sell 1,200 items a month. You can't do that by yourself, right? It's not possible to do 1,200 items by yourself unless it's replenishable. So unless it's the same thing over and over and over again. And even then, it's insane because you're just packing and shipping like a maniac to do all that work by yourself. The only thing I do in my eBay Poshmark business is put the label on the box, right? I don't do anything else. I'm not even packing anymore. So when my lister gets here, he gets all the items and packages them for me now. I'm not even doing that part of it. All I'm doing is printing the label and putting it on there. And I'm even trying to be lazy with that. I'm trying to get a virtual assistant to bind all my PDFs together and then just remotely print. So when I wake up, all I have to do is tear it off and go stick it on. That would be the easiest thing, right? I want to double check to make sure it's the right item. But again, I'm trying to take my time away from that because the 50 to 100 an item capacity is very hard to overcome. People are stuck in this 50 to 100 because, okay, you guys want to know the biggest limiting belief that I have? It's that making money is hard. Making money is not necessarily hard or easy. It's just related to what value you produce. It's not easy or hard, right? So I need to stop saying whatever. I need to just say the work is the work, right? If you produce, I have $135,000 worth of stuff for sale, okay? And my goal is to sell 20% of it per month, which is 26,000. That's like exactly where my sales are at, right? So it's just, I have $136,000 worth of value for customers to buy, and 20% sell-through is what the market will yield. If I were to lower the $136,000 price to $80,000, I'd probably sell 90% of it because it's well below market. And if I were to increase the $135,000, let's say $200,000, I'd probably sell 0. So like you have to adjust that part of it. It's not easy or hard. It's just, it is what it is. Whatever the market yields is whatever the market yields. Shazad, 600 to 700 items a week. Yeah, boy, killing it. So it's all about getting to that stage where you want to get your capacity and your workers. Just to give you guys an idea, the largest eBay store does 9,000 items a day. Okay, so like there's no reason to be cocky. I think it's weird when people are cocky. Like I've been guilty of being a douchebag for some reason, because sometimes you feel really good when you have a really big sale day, right? Yesterday I did $1,700 in sales, but there are people that do millions of dollars a day in sales, right? I'm all psyched about 1,700 until I look at somebody else's store and I'm like, okay, I'll just shut up and get back to work, because it just is just, you can't compare yourself to other people. Like people are slaying it. 9,000 items a day. I can't even comprehend what that looks like. It's not even, to get to 9,000 items a day, you can't even rely on people. You need robots to do your fulfillment, because people are too slow to even accomplish that, right? And that's like the opposite of hard work. If robots are doing it, you're not doing anything. You're not even hiring people. A robot, which makes less mistakes than a person, is better. I would much rather trust a robot. Like these autonomous drivers in the Bay Area, we have 150 cars that are owned by Google that have all accumulated 1,000,000 miles of driving. I trust those robots way more than the normal person who's texting while they drive, right? I trust robots more, but that's not necessarily easy or hard. So I'm going to move away from that. It's just what it is. All right, guys, I'm out. Take care. Everyone have a great day. Please like and subscribe if you're watching the video, and I'll see you guys later.